Yo, we in
Once
the
again, the song.
building. We are in the mother freaking
We're in the
building.
house. We're here. Once again, the
Let's,
song. Thank you guys for
man,
being a little
listen.
patient with us. But we're gonna have a great
Sunday
show for you
brunch.
today, I promise.
Sunday brunch. We are back. Welcome, guys. Welcome all our loyal listeners, watchers,
Yes.
with another episode 99. We're coming up on that
Yes.
100. We might have something special in store for you guys on episode 100. So y'all got to lay around. We got the flyers out already. For
Yes.
that, we got a guest that's going to be coming on talk about some mental health things. So, guys, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Look who dropped in, Mr. G Man himself, Mr. Sexy Man, Mr. Teddy Bear, Mr. Man over there. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
man.
can talk about it, man. I'm secure with my sexuality, brother. That's how we gonna get this started. I
Oh
can.
no, listen, I just tried to stop you before you Teddy Bender. Yeah.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. We ain't doing all that. We ain't doing all that. So,
Listen,
oh,
I just
talk to
want
me.
y'all to know. Listen, I've always been that dude. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was in school, I was a light skinned kid with the curly hair.
We
I was
know
the one
Yeah,
that
man.
you was on posters and shit with jobs and shit. We know, man. We know you a staple.
I
Even though
was.
Yeah,
you
man.
I was. Listen, I'm the protector of the pretty baby. I'm the one that can give you the pretty baby. You know what I'm saying?
hey,
Yeah,
it's
man.
all good. Hey, let's get started, man. Without further
Mhm.
ado, like Mr. G Man said, my mama said, or his mama said, if you try to introduce somebody, you might mess it up. So I ain't gonna do it. So I'm gonna introduce myself, Mr. Daily Insight, Mr. Mini Job, Mr. 305, coming to you guys. Make sure also to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, all our social media platforms at I Stand on
Absolutely.
That Podcast. Who else we got in the building?
What's up? What's up? It's your boy South Florida said in the building. How's everybody doing? We know you're slowly creeping inside the room. We know you're watching the USA play Serbia right now. But just have that on one screen and us on the other, and we can make this happen. But it's
I
good to
like
be in the
it.
building. Thank you for joining us.
I like it.
And listen, as always, listen, it's Mr. G Money, Mr. Writer's Cramp, Mr. I ain't got but one job, two jobs, three jobs, unlike Mr. Daily Insight, 15 jobs, man. No, real talk. Listen, it's great to be here. I was telling my wife, man, the devil working hard this week trying to keep things from happening. So we just got to keep persevering. So listen, if any of y'all needed a word, y'all skipping church to come hang out with us, here's the word of the day: persevere, right? Challenges are gonna come. Just whatever you do, you just got to keep rocking and rolling with it, and you got to do it with a positive mindset, positive attitude, or it's all gonna fall apart, baby. So just keep pushing. We all got our own struggles. We all can listen. Everybody crown got thorns in it, baby.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean? But you got to
Yes,
keep
sir.
wearing it. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
glad to be here, baby. Let's do it.
Let's rock out. So
All
what's
right.
been going
So
on since we last got together?
what's been going on?
Well,
You
Yeah,
listen.
anything in the well, you want to talk
Can
about? I
can I
thought the Olympic
hold on? Can I
opening night of
hold on? I just
good.
right. Listen, just real talk, right? I don't know what you guys have said before I got here, um,
not much.
but what I definitely want to make sure that I don't want to belabor it because I know everybody has seen it, right? Um, just want to just send out some condolences, some thoughts, some prayers, some well wishes to the family of Sonia Massey, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, listen, she should still be alive. She should still be breathing. Um, and and the funny thing is, I was just talking about the devil working hard, and all she kept talking about in that video was something didn't feel right. Right? She was
Mhm.
almost predicting her own situation. Listen, we got to figure this thing out. You know what I mean? And then I know it's not on us, but as a black community, in the black community, in the minority community, right?
Hmm.
We have
Mhm.
got to figure out this policing situation because we can't keep taking L's, right? I
Amen.
can't I can't deal with seeing another crying mother, another belabored father, another brother with the weight of the world on his shoulders, man. This is one of those where like I said, not to start this on a somber note, but this is one of those topics South Florida said I talked to you about, where I know sometimes we got to pop out and show people that we see these things happening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We try not to make this the focal point of everything that we do, because I know this is about upliftment and knowledge, in a good time. But
Education too. Education
Yeah.
too.
yeah, like, that right there, that when we talk about what has been happening, if that wasn't the first thing out of my mouth, I would have felt like, like I wasn't doing my due diligence. So just
No,
prayers
and
out there. And I don't know if y'all have seen it, but
yeah,
recently,
and I want to piggyback off that, man. Piggyback off that, and I saw it, and it kind of it brought a cloud over my eyes and my face and my head and my body, and like seeing it and watching it. You understand? And the fact that his excuse was, she was rebuking me. You understand? She
Mhm.
knew the devil in that man. She knew the evil of that individual, and that fool with a gun basically took it among himself to say, "Hey, listen,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do my dirt for the day, and here you go," and
Yeah.
tried to say and lie about how she charged him. That lady did not charge. That lady was fearful of her life. And as they zoomed in, you guys can just go back and watch videos. He
Absolutely.
put the water down, had the mittens on, went like this and squatted down and say, "Hey, she surrendered." And that man still wanted to go after her, and with the intent to kill her. So my heart
Exactly.
goes out to the family, man. I was damn near in tears, to be honest. Like watching that, bro. Like
It's very sad.
I
Yeah.
know for me, in certain situations, we can become, it can be a situation where we become numb to it. But that one hit home. It hit hard, and we got to watch this all over again. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
honestly
man.
want the criminal justice system to go and take on the same responsibilities as criminals, because he's a criminal at this point.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
understand? With the
and, I,
badge.
and we should acknowledge the fact that he has been arrested. All of
Yes.
those things have happened. As a
Hmm.
matter of fact, I also want to acknowledge the fact that I think it was his grandmother-in-law, or some weird relationship, but grandmother-in-law is actually one of the writers for the local newspaper, and she published a whole article about how everybody's talking about Sonia Massey's family. What about this guy's family, right? And of course, the backlash has been from social media has been "fuck your family," right?
You saw my middle finger. Yeah,
I'm
you
Hmm.
saw
not
my
I'm
middle finger.
not I'm not gonna say that, because they didn't all shoot Sonia Massey, right?
We understand, but honestly, just like that, there was one gentleman that went to jail that killed two ladies in one day. His
Hmm.
father went on testimony and testified that he called his dad and basically testified like, "Listen, my son said he gonna kill somebody. Aren't you proud of me? Like, you shouldn't be proud of your kid. You should want your kid to do that time,
Yeah.
even though they done wrong,
Well,
right or
yeah.
wrong or
I'll say
indifferent,
this.
right or
I'll
wrong
say
or
this.
indifferent. Point blank.
I'll
Period.
say this, and we can move on to the next one. And we're going to talk probably more about this later in the podcast. But there's one candidate running for president that has openly said he's going to give full immunity, if elected, to police officers under any and all circumstances. I'm not going to say which candidate it is, because this isn't a podcast. It leans one way or the other. You can research that for yourself. But under this person's candidacy, this police officer would not get charged, arrested, nothing, because this person believes in full immunity. And I'll just leave it there. RIP to Sonia Massey and her family. Benjamin Crump's already on the job. So at the end of the day, hopefully she'll get criminal and civil justice for herself and her family.
Silver gonna happen
Um,
for sure.
yeah, civil
Silver's
definitely.
going to
Yeah,
happen for
civil,
sure.
absolutely. So,
You know what I mean? So,
you
and
know,
shouts out to Chicago for standing up. The city came out. I don't know if y'all been seeing the outcries of the city. Mr. G
mhm,
Man with the hat on. Chicago
mhm,
did come out, bro. I was proud to see that. And all walks of life, brown,
exactly.
orange, purple, they're standing up for this. Right? Wrong is wrong. They're not wrong, doesn't have a color on it. And everybody's
Exactly.
speaking up. There
Exactly.
are plenty people other than us black folks speaking up for this situation, because wrong
Yeah,
is wrong at the end of the
exactly.
day. You understand? So I can appreciate that. So
Well, let's big up the energy here a little bit. You guys watched the opening ceremony for the Olympics in Paris. Man, what a great 4 hours. It's on. I have Peacock subscription, so I watched it on the back end, but it was great, man. Paris did their thing, man, and it was raining, but they still got through it. And like I was talking to Lump about the Celine Dion performance in the pre-production, that when Trick Daddy came out and said about a few months, maybe it was last year, that Beyonce cannot sing. She can't sing, right? It was a big uproar. Everybody was like, "Oh, the
She's
Beehive came
entitled,
out."
and I know he
And I'll
can.
say this: if you listen to Celine Dion's performance at the Olympic opening games, that is what Trick Daddy was talking about. No one's saying Beyonce can't sing, but Beyonce can't do that. There's probably only two people on the face of the earth left living. The other two are dead: Aretha Franklin and Whitney Houston. The other two are living: Patti LaBelle and Mariah, who can give her a go. I mean, I can't say enough. She sang like as if she was gonna die the next day. I mean, what a great performance, especially since I heard she was going through all these medical issues and she was on her deathbed or something. I didn't really do any of the research about her health condition, but I know it was serious. But man, shout out to her, man. Talk about bringing back singing again, and not a voice boxes and auto tune and all that other nonsense. But other than that, man, we're in day 2 of the Olympics. It's been some pretty interesting things going on. I know everybody's probably waiting for basketball and track.
Track,
Some of the more popular ones. And so I'm looking forward to it over the next 2 weeks. I know next time we have a pod, I think it'll be 1 or 2 days before the last day. So I'm really interested in the next 2 weeks, definitely.
Yeah, Sonya Richardson, baby.
Yeah, man.
Listen, I'm boy, listen, South Florida State is always gonna give me something to rebut on, right? He's gonna always give me something to rebut on. So wait, who you said there are only a few great singers left in there.
No, I said there was 2 singers left who could do what she did. Who could do what she did Friday night?
Okay,
2 of them are dead. 2 are dead. 2 are living. The 2 that are dead are Whitney and Aretha. The 2 that are living are Mariah and Patti. That could do what she did.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. And listen, and of course for me, for that to be what I hear, right? It's just that I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm hearing some good voices, coming out these days. I still want, and that's, listen, to your point, you're 100% right. That was something special. I'll be honest. The fact that we're talking more about Beyonce's video introducing Team USA, right, is exactly why people push back on the sentiment of Trick Daddy, right? Because for some reason Beyonce brings people to the floor, baby. And listen, I got to give her a shout out. The video was tough, man. The video was tough.
Absolutely.
Listen, Team USA, the pre-production, everything going the way it's supposed to go. Like it was handled with class. I love it. I agree with you. The vocal stylings were phenomenal. I actually think it was more eye-catching for me because I did know that she had been having issues with her health, right? So, to have her pop out the way she popped out was like, okay, all right, listen, I guess we're trying to put the world on notice, right?
Exactly, right?
We're not playing around this time, right?
Yeah.
So no, I definitely rock with it. One thing I wanted to throw out there, because I know we didn't make this a topic. I just want to push this out here. Listen, everybody saw that Dream Team 2 documentary on Netflix, right? And we saw the impact that Kobe had on that basketball team, right? I was expecting that LeBron was going to come out and be that energy for Team USA. I'm a little nervous because after I saw that, and listen, shout out to the Sudan, right? Them boys.
They beat Puerto Rico. They beat Puerto Rico yesterday.
Yeah. No, listen, I'm not saying that they're scrubs.
Yeah,
but they should not be beating. They shouldn't even be close. That team, dude, that team, bro.
Exactly.
LeBron, KD. I mean, listen, that team is so stacked. It is absolutely ridiculous. Although I will tell you this, I have no idea why Derek White is on that team. I don't know who put that guy on that team. So there are some things that I got some,
Agreed.
But shout out to Simone Biles. I want to shout out to Simone Biles. She actually did her thing this morning.
She
mad
did.
early.
5
She was doing
a.m.
her thing. Yeah.
5
So
a.m. Yep.
just shout out to everybody that's representing whoever, like whatever your
Yeah.
country is. Like
Yeah,
this is
man.
one of those moments. The funny thing is, I was actually talking at work the other day, and we were talking about what is the number one most pawned award, right? And it's actually an Olympic medal, right?
Wow.
Most
Wow.
more people pawn Olympic medals than any other like Super Bowl rings, any other championship rings.
Wow.
And I think we got to get to a point where we stop this thing where cats don't get paid, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy. They don't get any money.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
crazy.
Like, go
That's
find you a
crazy.
sponsor to pay you to live for the next 4 years while you train to make us look good as
Wait,
a
they don't
country.
get paid
Exactly.
for the Olympics?
No,
No,
they don't. They don't get paid. You know,
Really? I
like a
didn't
lot
know
of them have
that.
endorsements, but they don't get paid for the actual gold
no,
medal.
you
Like,
got to
oh,
be
you get
fair.
100,000 for a gold medal, 50,000 for no, heck no, crazy,
No,
right?
Oh, that's for a show. That's just for
All
America.
for show, man. All for show.
Damn, all
All
these
for show.
TV deals getting paid. Wow,
It's
sponsors.
just
crazy.
like
It's crazy.
listen. Now
Wow,
here's the
I didn't
difference.
know that. I didn't know that.
It's just like you don't get paid to do the Super Bowl, right? You don't get paid to do the Super Bowl
Yeah, I know
because
that.
they
That's
say
all. Okay.
what
Yeah.
comes with it, right? What comes behind you performing at the Super Bowl is where the reward is
Where
at,
the blessings come. Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
But some of
Exactly.
these people, right? Some of these people are not like Super Bowl performers have already earned a lifetime worth of money in most cases, right? In
Correct.
most cases, uh, these track and field athletes, these Olympians, they're not all already famous and rich and able to do this. So to me, like that whole go find your own sponsor shit is so whack. You know what I mean? That shit
Exactly.
is whack, bro. But
Cool,
hey,
man.
go America.
Go
Go.
America. Hey, everybody in the chat, if you I know all you guys in the chat are watching the basketball game, keep us updated on the score. Throw it in the chat every once in a while, while we're going, while we're doing the chat to keep us approach to what's going on. But yeah, let's get
So,
into these
Hey,
topics.
all
hey,
right.
it is
So,
just
so,
to throw it
so,
out there, it's halftime, y'all. So it's 58-49. If you
Okay.
don't know.
all right, cool. So, Mr. G Man, I'm a fan of the show Ghost. Y'all know who's the producer
Yep.
of this mother freaking show. And G Man, I want you to break it down because I heard 50 doing some amazing things. I don't know. Maybe he might be trying to copy some people that already in the industry that have a few things already. And maybe is 50 being is biting someone's style, a particular guy that lives in the ATL. Can you talk more about this, Mr. G Man?
I'm gonna be real with you. Listen, my angle on this is so different. Well, it's probably a little different, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of y'all know 50 Cent had a meeting with Tyler Perry recently, right? And they're
Mm-hmm.
actually talking about collabing on some things, right? But what I'm peeping, bro, is just 50 Cent is buying up property in Shreveport, Louisiana, like crazy right now.
Mm-hmm.
He
Shouts out to that.
when I tell you that the man, if I were to tell you that I thought that he was trying to revive a Black Wall Street energy in Shreveport, Louisiana, I wouldn't be over exaggerating, right? I don't know how many people heard about his Humor and Harmony weekend in August 8th through August 10th. He's
Hmm.
doing a Humor and Harmony weekend. He's bringing in, I'm talking about top tier talent. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Sid, have you heard about this?
Mm-mm. Haven't heard of it.
Oh, so listen, first of all,
Surprising.
you know how your guy is, right? He's all about promo. So him and Keith Sweat are going to war on social media right now. So
Okay.
Keith Sweat is supposed to be one of the performers, right? Keith Sweat comes like he's like, yeah, tell Keith Sweat, da da da, right? And then Keith Sweat came out with a video and he's like, he's playing 50 Cent's How to Rob the Industry. I don't know if you remember that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
How
in
to
the
rob? I
thing,
remember.
right? Yeah, and in the song, 50 says, I'll put the barrel to Keith Sweat's head, right? And so Keith Sweat plays that, and he's like, you know, I ain't going to Shreveport after this. Tell 50, da, 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 right?
Oh.
So it's all marketing, right? And so 50's commenting under the videos. He's like, tell him I was a different dude back then. It's not the same now. Da da da. Dude, 50, like, listen, I got my issues with 50. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't
Mhm.
agree with everything my man does. But right now, just on a business level, the movements that this man is making, it's crazy, right? He's really, really getting people to buy in to the success of what he's doing in Shreveport. And I love the fact that he's taking a small town and he's really doing massive things that are bringing attention, right? Listen, it's just like when Dion went to Boulder, Colorado. Look at what it did for the economy in Boulder, Colorado. Win, lose,
Mucho dinero.
right? It is about bringing money into a town that didn't have.
Let me ask you a question. Shreveport is predominantly black, right? Or no?
It is. It is a predominantly black, and it is a predominantly poor, right? I don't want to call it poverty stricken, right? But it's not. It's not some place.
It ain't LA. It ain't,
It ain't bringing in any tourism.
It ain't
dollars.
It ain't Beverly Hills. It ain't Orlando.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And so that's why it's like him bringing local businesses in and creating jobs, and jobs that pay more than what the jobs that they currently had. It's vital. So I mean, listen, and life is about balance, right? And at the end of the day, I was really locked in on this because I'm like, listen, we got to start to shout out these things. Like everybody wants to talk about some of the bad things that someone like 50 may do, or they always want to talk negative about the culture. But the culture is bringing in this money. The culture is changing people's lives. The culture is, with 50 having these hit shows, like, my man is a genius, bro. Like most people are not understanding that. Like he was talking about, I was watching an interview about that 50 did a while back, and he was saying when he first was trying to sell his CDs out of the trunk of his car, he put barcodes and everything on them. He put like that he was signed to this record label even when he wasn't signed anymore, because he felt like if I make people think that it's something that people already want and people are already invested in, they'll take a listen to it. So now when I'm handing them out or passing them out or selling them out of the trunk of my car, right? And low key, that was genius. Because that, you talking about back when people weren't able to just Google who was 50 Cent, right? Yeah, so man. He was exactly who he convinced these people.
It's the same kind of route Master P went about things as well. So
let me ask you a question.
Selling stuff out the back of his truck, his cars. He was doing that.
Yeah, but he was also selling something else.
Come on. It's called double dipping. Hey, what's wrong with double dipping, my brother? Ain't nothing wrong with
let me ask you guys this question. You were mentioning, man, 50 does a lot of things. Businessman, check box, full stop, yes. Does a lot of things in the community culture. The reason why it's difficult for people to see all that is because the guy trolls too doggone much. Every single time he's got to go online and troll somebody, make jokes. So people, when you see articles like this, I didn't even know about it. I heard about it, but it wasn't really bigged up in the media, But whenever he goes and he trolls somebody, they talk about that a million times. I just feel like if he kind of rebranded himself as a businessman that, hey, I'm on social media, I'll crack a jokes here and there, then people would look at this news and big up it a lot more.
He's already hold on. Hold on. And he's already branded himself as a businessman.
But you don't see Tyler Perry online, trolling. You don't see,
listen. Tyler doesn't have to troll. Tyler's a different individual. They have different characteristics to each other. Tyler's not the one that go out trolling people and talking about people and clowning people. That's not his marketing strategy. He markets through his movies and other things. That's not his style whatsoever.
But remember, it was G Money was saying 50's a genius, and he wishes that this side of him can be pubbed up a little bit more. And I agree, 100%. I agree. I mean, he's got what?
He's black.
15 shows.
Hold on.
That's not. We big up Tyler Perry and what's again? Will Packard. They get Will Packard, Tyler Perry. Who's my brother who did Black Panther?
I know you're talking about. Yeah. Well,
Ryan. Is it
Black
Ryan?
Panther director? Can't think of his name.
Yeah.
Can't think of his name.
But look at. Hold on. Let me say this one last point. But look at kind of where they came from. Tyler Perry didn't come from no whole situation where he was shot 29 times. Will Packard wasn't in no situation like that. So they looking at it's totality. I don't think they're looking at him saying, "Oh, well, he's a true definition of a true businessman because of he came from the rap industry. He came from that
Agreed.
the era in regards to dope selling and different. They look at him different. They look and say, okay, well, he got to a point to where he's considered a businessman. But if he was Caucasian, they would have been pumping this. This would have been the biggest news since I don't know what. But I think because of I don't want to make it about a black and white thing, but I am at the same time. I am
agree.
making it about
I
that.
agree.
You understand? So that's
I agree.
why. And then he's not
Kugler,
favored.
Ryan Kugler. Thanks,
Yeah.
Ray. Ryan Kugler.
Yeah. So I think that's one of the reasons why, because of his skin color and his background. Those are the two things I think that plays a part in that, or why it's not getting.
I'll say this. I'll stand on this. Shouts to 50. Honestly,
Well, listen,
I think he has like 15 shows going in rotation right now. Some crazy number he said, right?
Yeah,
crazy
you
number.
You can't turn your head on that. You can't knock that. I love the Power Book series. There's not one I don't like. I like every single one of them. Even his enemies have to give him props and say, "Look, I don't like the guy, but these Power Books are going crazy right now." And I look forward to seeing what he can do with Shreveport and seeing how he can kind of build Shreveport into maybe a hub for Black actors, because we need more Black actors who need work. It can't just be Tyler Perry giving everybody the work.
So listen, we got to and listen. I want to create some balance with that too, right? Listen, Tyler Perry is. I'm not going to take away what Tyler Perry has accomplished and what he's created. But you got a lot of people saying a lot of things about Tyler Perry as well, right? And it's both good and bad, and that's what I'm saying, right? Like, listen, we got people saying that Tyler Perry don't pay right. We got people saying that Tyler Perry always makes the dark-skinned guy the demon and the light-skinned guy the savior of all things, right? Like, what I'm saying that to say 50's gonna have some negative he's gonna have some detractors.
It comes with the territory.
Especially coming when you're more successful than most and coming from the background that he comes from, right? One thing I actually respect 50 for is maintaining himself, right? Like there's some measure of original 50 in everything that he's still doing, right? He's found a way to kind of maintain some authenticity of himself in his growth and in everything that he's doing, right? I respect that about that man. Now, listen, do I think that the trolling and everything, sometimes I know it can go too far, right? Like I wish that whatever happened between him and his son never went public, right? But I don't even blame him for that, because that was his son and the son's mother that started that whole drama, right? So sometimes trouble finds you, right? Because people don't like what you've done and what you've been able to accomplish. So I want to shoot 50 some bail money on that, man, just because I do think that we've seen a lot of maturity come from the guy, right? But do I think that any one of us should stop growing? No. All I know is this: the average income in Shreveport, Louisiana is $26,800, right? Annual income, right? It's an industry that is social work, like when the majority of people in your community are working in social work, trying to connect you to resources that you don't have, that should give you an idea of the poverty that was in that community. And I don't want to make it seem like nobody in Shreveport is successful, but what I'm saying is that for the masses and the majority, if 50 does this the way he's been doing everything else in the business world, because I'm with Ray. Ray said 50 is a way better content creator and businessman than he was an artist. And I'm not going to hold you. 50 has some classic albums, at least two, I think. So if he's a better content creator and businessman than artist, that means he's a hell of a businessman. And I just want to give 50 a shout out on that, man, because, you get a lot of negative press and publicity. Sometimes we just got to big each other up. So I want to big up 50 for taking that step and taking a chance on a low income area and trying to make something out of nothing or something out of very little. When no one else saw any reason to invest in that community, he decided to put G Unit Studios there. And I think it's going to have a huge impact on the community. And that's the type of shit that if you ain't doing that, if you're not waking up in the morning trying to figure out how to do something that impactful, I don't know what the hell you doing with your life, bro. Real talk. So shout out to 50, man, for making that a priority for himself and bringing the world's attention to it. So if I can move on from the topic, I guess what I would say is just to stand on anything. It's if you have any type of energy left in your body, if you have anything that you're passionate about, try to be as impactful as 50 is being with that, right? Because like Sid says, he's got 15 shows. This man's a workaholic, dude. He's out there putting out content regardless of what people think about it, but it's all quality, and he's dumping his own money into it when he needs to. So, and then listen and get a man a shout out, because when he goes on these certain shows and he's doing these interviews, I think people think they're going to catch him slipping, and he gives a lot of very intelligent responses. That man stays he's on top of his shit. So shout out to 50, man. Be impactful. That's what I stand on after reading everything about what he's doing, man.
That's a shirt
that we got to be impactful, man.
I rock shirts. If you're watching, that's a shirt. Be impactful. All right. Ooh. What I'll go as well. What I stand on first. What I stand on before I do that. Tyler Perry, and this is to Miss my actual crush. She's my what's her name crush? What's her name that did that movie? The Tyler Perry, Megan Good. Megan talked about damn near breaking down in tears.
The movie that got 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You talking about Divorcing the Black, bro?
Yeah. So
the one that got 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. But go ahead.
That's Rotten Tomatoes.
Hold on.
That's Rotten Tomatoes.
In love, I don't want to. But you brought this up. Now I want to tell everybody, because I've heard a lot of people talking about this movie. After that fucking opening scene, there is nothing else you should even want to see about that fucking movie. That is the worst fucking opening scene. Get him out the casket. Get him out the casket. Listen, I couldn't even get my wife to watch it after that, bro. My wife was like,
"What's up, Aaron? What's up? I see you. What's happening?" My bad. Go ahead. Give him shout out.
It wasn't that bad,
dude. Tyler, listen, that's that bullshit Tyler Perry be putting out, man.
Hey, listen. That's
taking her clothes off and
listen. That's cool.
Out that casket. Take him with
cool. And then when he got out, he was like this.
In front of her trailer
in the back seat of the truck. He was, his hands was like, yeah, I get it.
And it was the number one streaming movie in the world. And they got 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Only Tyler Perry and his fan base can do that. So shout out to them as well.
Hey, yeah, what I'm saying.
But my bad. Go ahead, Lump. You were giving your
But I want to give Tyler. I want to give Tyler his flowers because, like I say, when Megan was going on her, around the world talking about the movie, discussing it, she had one. She had many powerful things, but this is one of the positives that basically Hollywood shut down because of the income disparity with Black people. She's dating the boxer guy. What is his name from Creed the movie? Whatever.
Jonathan
Majors. And he's been impactful in her career. She said, listen, when they talked about the salary for her to get paid, for that movie, she was afraid to go for what she thought she was paid with her.
So I'm reading the comments. My bad.
So she thought she should get paid, a significant amount of what she, like her white counterparts. And she was afraid to ask for the number, right? And when she went to Tyler, Jonathan Majors basically mentioned to her, listen, go for a number that's outrageous and you think you should get paid. When she sat down with Tyler said, I was going to give you that number anyway. So when I say she broke down, and on Shannon Sharp's interview, she broke down in tears like, listen, I asked for it. This is the number I thought I should receive. And she got that number. So honestly, shouts out for Tyler for paying, or starting to pay. I don't know the backstory. Have he been doing it or haven't? I don't know. But for this particular movie, Megan Good did get her just due and was paid what she needed to be paid on this. Now, what I stand on, y'all silly.
Let's read a few of the comments.
Yeah,
Courtney,
I know.
What's up? I see you. Courtney said the movie was good. Okay, Court, you got it. Ray, nigga. Okay, we got you, Ray. And
Hey, can
but
I
thanks
get
for
through my damn Jesus
hey,
Christ,
man.
bro?
My
Y'all
man.
on
Thanks for
what,
checking
dude?
in, T. Courtney, Ray. We see you out there. And Aaron, I
Hey,
see you too, my brother. Thanks for
appreciate.
checking
Hey,
in.
can
Go
I
ahead,
get
man.
through
My
this niggery at its finest? I get it. I get it. 2 times for you, Ray.
Listen,
But
that
what?
shit only happens in Shreveport, Louisiana. I want you to know that. That's the shit that happens in
Yeah, and
Shreveport.
that's what the movie was.
Before
That
50,
was crazy.
that was Shreveport, baby.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
and
yeah.
listen, I do want to say this. Listen, my
Uh-huh.
wife said I ain't typing shit in the comments, but I will tell you that shit is not the #1 show in the world. It is the #1 streamed on Prime. She's like temper the praise for how much that show is actually being watched. It's cool, but hey,
I got you.
it's not
Yeah. So
number
yes.
one in the world. It's not number
Yeah.
one in the world. We got corrected. I got to get corrections. You know
No,
Yeah,
what I
for
mean?
black
sure.
women are heavily educated and underpaid. So I'm just proud to know that she got her just due. So it was well worth it at that moment. So, but what I stand
And
on
shout out to a black man that she stood behind when the world wouldn't, right?
correct. Yeah,
And then him being able to stand behind her and giving
exactly.
her the confidence to go in there. And
And
listen,
ask
that
that number.
that
Yep.
is some shit where I want to make sure that people understand that I don't know if this relationship with Megan Good and Jonathan Majors is real, but if that story is real, that is one of the
Epitome.
most
Yeah.
beneficial things of coming together in a positive relationship
Mm-hmm.
is being able to pick each other up when one may be down, right? And
Yeah.
providing each other with the confidence that they need when they don't have it, right? So if they're bigging each other up like that, and that's a real relationship, man, I salute that
Boom.
because
Forget
it
all
took
the haters.
things to happen for them to find each other. But listen,
Yeah.
look
It
at it.
is. Yeah. And she credits him for that body that she has. So all y'all talking about she's sick and all that. Yeah, I don't know. They might be having a baby soon, so she might be getting prepared for the baby. But anyway.
So what do you stand on with the 50 in the Shreveport?
So when it
Any
comes to
insight?
this, essentially, like Mr. G Man said, I'm gonna recycle some of the things he said. I'm proud that he's creating jobs. 'Cause I work as a nurse recruiter, and they don't get paid nothing in Louisiana, just period in the state. So they're only making 625, 925 or certain jobs as a certified nursing assistant, and they have to travel to other places to make the money they want to make. So I think this is going to be an opportunity, like G Man said, for 50 to create some jobs, pump some money into the city. It's going to be way beneficial. And I just tip my hat out to that brother doing amazing things. And like you say, the hate gonna come with it, like anything else. But more money, more problems. But it's part of the game. So that's what I stand on.
Gotcha. Shots to 50, man. So what else we
What do you
got?
stand on, sir? What else you stand on, sir, on this topic?
Oh, I gave my stand up, but I'll just say one more thing. I'll say that
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, 50 Cent and Tyler Perry right now are doing their thing as the two biggest creators, black creators out there. And, I like that they're in two totally different sides of the spectrum. 50 is doing the power BMF thing. Tyler's doing the dramatic comedy part. So, hey, there's enough room for everybody to play in the sandbox, and I love it. So let's keep it going, definitely.
And listen, and one thing I want to highlight, because I don't know if people caught what you're saying, right? But one big thing is that both of them, both Tyler and 50, are doing what got them there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Tyler Perry is still Tyler Perry, right? He's coming out with these religious undertones, message based. Dude, Tyler Perry's movies are nothing but Tyler Perry's plays.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, right? And 50 is exactly who he's always been. If the Power Book series, you got to
Street
know that
nigga.
that
Street nigga.
so much of that is
Mm-hmm.
probably based on reality. Of course, if we don't inject fantasy, then there's no point in doing this. But
Of course. Yeah.
listen, that's a message in its own right that these two men who have found success, and at their peak right now, at the pinnacle of what they're doing, they're still standing on what they always stood on, and they're doing exactly what got them there. And don't allow people to convince you that you need to do something different to be successful, right? That's it, man. That's what I stand on. But Jay, I appreciate y'all. Mr. Daily Insight. Thank you for entertaining me on my 50 Cent topic.
It's all good, man. What you got over
I
there, Miss
wanted, I
Daily
wanted to
Insight?
talk
Your
about that,
relationship
man.
guy.
Yeah, it's all good.
Daily Insight is relationship topics. He loves them. And look, hey, we got a good core of the audience in now. We got the core of the audience. We got a good mixture of men and women in here. So the relationship topic is next.
So,
You know,
so
before
it's
we
re-
start talking about Kamala Harris.
it's real simple, man. So we talking about women, how they're highly educated and highly underpaid. Whoever put that comment in there, I love that. Now we gonna kind of flip that a little bit. So the question is that I have: Are men right? Are men man enough to date a successful woman that has 800 credit score, got a 2-story, 6-bedroom house, 2-3 cars in the driveway? You know what I mean? Making $250,000 a year, right? Now, when it comes to this, my thing gonna be most men are not man enough to date this woman, and there are going to be a few reasons. There are going to be a few. You can toot your nose up, G-man, all you want to. You can toot it up, foot it up. But here's my thing: men are not man enough to date a successful women because one, they have egos. Right? Yeah, I hear people talking about security, man. I don't want to hear that. Most men, I don't want to hear that. Most men can't handle a successful woman. Why? She make too much money to me. I don't want her paying all the bills. I want to be the man. Their egos are fragile when a woman makes more than them. You know what I mean? So now, and not saying this woman gonna be basically doing what? Throwing it into his face. Oh, that's why I made more money than you. You need to get your broke ass up and go get some more money. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about those type of women. We talking about women that just saying, hey, listen, I don't mind being your helpmate. You need help with the bills. You want to go start this little business that you want. We're talking about, you know what I mean? Men that are just saying, women are just saying, listen, I'm gonna make this money, but are you secure enough to handle what I'm bringing to the table? So, South Florida, what is your take on this? Do you agree with what I'm saying, or do you disagree with what I'm saying?
I absolutely agree that a man, if you're secure in yourself, can handle a woman who makes more than them. My personal opinion, if you're building our house up, building the income up, we're living great. Now, I guess there's a few questions I have to ask you, right? What exactly is the profile of the man? Right? Is he like Mr. Mom?
Hold on, listen. We can dress it up. We can say a man working at 9. We could say a man working at Subway.
It doesn't matter.
Publix.
No, it does matter.
Or we could say a successful man that's making as much as her.
If the man's not working at all, he's Mr. Mom, and the woman is a pharmacist making like $200 a year.
We ain't saying that.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter
what.
What happened?
Okay. Look,
that to me,
it does matter.
The profile of the man. Well, let me get my. Let me get it off.
I don't think it
matters.
My bad. Because guess what? If I'm a lawyer making $130,000 a year, and I'm hypothetically, and I'm married to a woman
making $250,000,
a plastic surgeon making $500,000 a year, why would I care? I'm successful in my own right, within my own pod. Yeah, I'm not a plastic surgeon like she is. But
it's an income-based men. Most men, if you did a poll today, right now, 80% of men would prefer to make most of the money compared to their wife.
I believe that 100%.
You understand?
I'm talking about me.
That's 80 to 85%. That's a strong majority. Men like, man, I can't be with her. Why? She made too much money to me. I can't be with her. She make way too much money to me. Their egos are bruised, my brother. What are you trying to? What are you saying?
It's because those.
What are you saying?
It's because those men probably. I would love to do another poll around those 80% to see how many of those men are not happy where they're at in their own career. And I guarantee most black men are not happy with. If you ask them, I love where I'm at in my career. I love my job. I love the amount of money I'm making.
Most matters. They're not.
So you can't.
I don't think that matters. A man can be in this field.
Your own career.
South Florida, a man can be in this field flourishing, but if the woman is out flourishing him, I think there's some type of hate, there's some type of jealousy, and a man just prefers to make more. And a majority of men prefer to make more than their woman because they feel like they're the man because they make more. That might be a silly way of thinking about things. It may be, but trust me, most men prefer to make most of the money. Tell me that's not a fact.
Jump in.
Tell me that's not a fact. Tell me most men don't agree.
Now, absolutely.
If your wife,
Absolutely.
Gary, if your wife made way more money than you, and she made $100,000 more than you, would you be okay with that? Honestly speaking, honestly,
It's happened during the course of our relationship, dude.
okay.
When Tia and I had when Tia and I were pregnant with the twins, Tia was a college graduate, teaching, making money. I was a college student. I was 19 years old, bro.
Mhm.
Listen. First of all, you know why most men, if you want to do a poll that talks about most men being comfortable with their woman making more money than whatever the case may be, it's the same reason why you didn't run outside and do what you weren't supposed to do when you were a kid, because you didn't want the whipping that came with it, right? And so at the end of the day, if you are messing around or dating or consistent with a woman who is going to throw it in your face, who's going to punish you because you did not provide monetary provision, right? Because at the end of the day, a real man is going to provide provision, and provision is not always monetary.
I agree.
That's just the reality, right?
Mhm.
The protection I provide is not based on how much money I make, right? The support, the guidance, the love, the strength, everything that I provide is not monetary. The monetary shit, yeah, that should come with it. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really give a fuck about the money. I don't care about how much money she makes, bruh. I don't give a shit if she got a 5-story house in 8 different countries. At the end of the day, what I care about is the relationship, right? It's the partnership, it's the investment in each other. It doesn't always have to be about money. So here's what I'm saying. And
You're
listen,
1%. You're 1%, sir.
I don't know who raised these niggas you talking about, right? I don't know who raised those niggas you talking about. I was raised to believe this, right? At the end of the day, what a man is and what a woman should be in a relationship has very little to do with money. This money conversation has been coming up lately, and it shouldn't be that. I'll be honest with you.
But you see it.
I'm acknowledging that it exists. What I'm saying is, if you're in the right relationship, right, I could genuinely be living in a hut.
Can I pose a question to you, Gary?
Somewhere, and I'm gonna be
Hold on,
good,
let him finish.
bro.
Hold on, let him finish.
Let me pose a question based on what you just said. So you basically are telling me that if you decide, you know what, I don't really want to work anymore, I'm gonna leave my job, I'm gonna early retire, and whatever I got in my retirement stage is where we gonna live off of, and if we run out of money, oh well. But your wife says, well, you know what, I'm not ready to early retire, I'll go out and get a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she goes out and gets a job, and you just sit around the house not doing anything. She's paying all the bills, right? You know what I'm saying? So you feel like in that scenario, you're still the man of the house?
Well, so let's be honest on something, right?
Because the college, I get it. When you were in college, that's different. You were a college student. She was older.
But I was
yes.
still working, right? I was still working as a man.
But I'm talking about as a grown man. I'm talking a grown man basically saying, I'm not going to work anymore. I'm good. I'm not going to work anymore. I'm good. My wife's going to go to work and pay all the bills. You still feel like that person's the man of the house?
Well, let me say this. When I was getting my first master's degree, right? I was working in for-profit education. I had gotten laid off, but they allowed me to finish my degree for free, right?
That's what's
up. And so guess what? My wife was working.
That's not the scenario. The scenario is you stop working. Not that you get laid off or you were in school. You go home and say, I am not working anymore.
I'm trying to. I'm making.
He coming down. He building up. He coming down your lane. He building up.
My wife was working. My wife was working, and I was not. And guess what I was doing? I was at home. I was in school. Right. I was taking care of the kids. I was cooking dinner. I was trying to make sure the house was clean. Did I do everything to my wife's satisfaction? Listen, my wife is my wife, and my wife is built from a different cloth. So there were some things that I'm sure that I didn't do to her level of satisfaction. But what I'm saying is this:
it's not the same scenario, but okay.
If I retire, here's what I'm saying: if I retire, first of all, ain't no real man retiring, and they don't have enough money to pay bills for the foreseeable future. If you want some real man shit, right? There's got to be some other factor. To me, the idea that someone would retire and say, I just don't feel like working no more.
Yeah, they're not the man of the house, exactly, right?
But it's not about the job, it's about the mentality.
But that's what I said. Remember my example. If a man goes home and says, I am not going to work anymore, I'm tired of working. And the wife's like, well, I guess we got to bring income, so I'll go out and work. And the woman goes and pays all the bills. You see, the scenario you gave is not the same scenario. You didn't tell your wife,
no.
I'm not working anymore.
You're not following me. You're highlighting the money.
I posed the question, and the question was, is that person still the man of the house?
What I'm saying is this: you're highlighting it about the money, and I'm just saying that it's not about the money. There could be a man out there right now who's bringing in $0, who wants to do everything in his power to take care of his family, but his wife is paying all of the bills. Does that mean that he shouldn't be considered the man of the house because he can't afford to pay the bills?
But that's not the scenario.
That's what you're saying. South Florida, that's what you're saying.
No, what I said was a man, and Courtney, I see you. Real men don't retire broke. Yeah, you're right about that. Was there a check? Military men retire early? What's wrong with the scenario? I'm gonna go back to my scenario again. Man is at home, at his job. Like, you know what? I don't feel like doing this crap anymore. Goes home, tells wife, I'm not working anymore. I'm not working. Let's say he's 40 years old. I'm not working anymore. I'm done working. I'm not going to look for a job. I'm not going back to school, which throws your example off the board, Gary. I'm not going back to school. I'm not going to be in school. I just don't want to work anymore. I'm just tired of working. I'm tired. I'm just going to sit here. And the woman's like, well, you know what? I got my degree, so I'll just go and get a job. And the woman is the one paying all the bills now. And the man sitting at home not doing anything. Is he still the man of his house?
And here's what I'm saying, right? You could cut that story after saying the man says, I don't want to work anymore, right? You don't even have to talk about her at all. My point is, when that dude says that, he's not the man of his house because he ain't even a man anymore.
Gotcha.
Right?
That's why I wanted to make sure.
So listen,
what makes him not the man anymore?
I'm with Courtney. I'm with them.
Is he retiring or quitting? Courtney, he's quitting. I used the retiring thing. Let's just say he's quitting.
He's quitting on life, though. To say I'm never going to work again. I don't want to.
There are a lot of men like that, Gary. There's a lot of men out there who just give up. Like, man, I'm done. Like, I don't want to do it anymore. And the women are out there getting it, No,
here we go. Look. This is my thing. Is he retiring? Is the money coming in? Is the question. If the money coming in, does that still make him the man, or the money not coming in is still making him the man, even though he's the man?
I think she's pointing out exactly what we're saying, which is it's a mentality thing, right? If I retire, but I've retired and I've already planned for my family's future, and the income is not going to be a barrier to anything my family needs or wants to do, then that's what a man has planned ahead to the best of his ability. And if
it goes back to the provision, it goes back to the provision.
But it's and it's not always monetary, right? Because there's another layer of provision that we're not talking about, which is security. What you just told a woman who has been counting on you to take care of her is that I'm not giving you the security, either financial, mental, right? That you're not providing any measure of security for that woman if she has to say, all right, well, you know what? I'm not comfortable with what you're talking about, so let me go and try to get it, right? And a real woman in that instance, I'm going to be honest, if you're not trying to get that man some help, then you need to leave him, right? Because at some point in time, now you become mommy, right? The only woman that should ever pay my bills is my mother.
I don't know about that, Courtney, but go ahead. I see your comment, Courtney. I don't know about that one, but go ahead. I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
I don't know about that one, Court. Go ahead, my bad, Gary.
That's a lie.
My bad, Gary.
Listen.
Yeah, that's a lie.
That's a lie, Court.
Go ahead, Gary. Go ahead.
That's a lie, Court.
I do want to listen, and I know y'all are. I'm hold on before y'all do that. Here's what I wanted to say, right? Because we were talking about this topic early, right? Mm-hmm. I am saying this, right? I don't think that successful women intimidate men, real men, to me, right? I'm just being real. And I'm saying that to say that most men are not concerned about the same things women are concerned about, right? And I'm honestly not worried about the table, the house, the cars.
What do you bring to the table?
I'm not worried about your fucking table. Fuck your table, bro. Fuck your table, right?
I am the table. I am the table.
I'm not taking that back. I'm not taking it back because I think that men, most things that most men do are to get the attention of a woman, right? I'm just being real, right? It's two things that men will chase, right? Money and women, if I'm being real.
You heard
And
the whore.
so the things that will get a man the attention of women and or money are the things that men are going to do, right?
Hey,
So
hold on, G man. I got a button for that. But you may continue, sir. You may continue.
so I'm just saying, so men are chasing after certain things, right? It's never the thing that seems to put itself on its face on the surface. It's always the thing underneath the surface that the men are chasing, which is why when certain women leave certain men, all of a sudden the what they're chasing after changes, right? Look at what Erica Badu did to every man she dated, right? She turned him
Mhm.
into somebody totally different. And then when they found another woman that had a different interest, they became something different again, right? Most men are chasing something very, very different than what the women are actually looking for, right? And this is one of the reasons why I get frustrated, especially in the minority communities, because every man was raised to be strong and this and that, but not every woman was raised to be a wife, right? Not every woman was raised to know how to attract a strong man, right? So I think what happens in a lot of cases, what we do is we mix messages, right? And what we're saying is that successful women have a hard time finding men. It's not that, right? It's the mentality of that woman, right? Because most women who have strived so hard to become something have built in all of these layers of masculinity that most men don't want to deal with. It ain't about your success, it's about your masculinity. I ain't trying to lay next to another dude, right? What I
Mhm.
want is a softer woman. I want a woman who's going to be my cheering crowd, right? I used to tell people all the time when I played football, one of the most rewarding feelings in the world was hearing the roar of the crowd. You score that touchdown and the whole stadium goes wild. That's just you just feel different, right?
Mhm.
When you're a poet and you standing on that stage and you spit a poem and everybody goes crazy, that shit just feels different, right? And
I
so what I'm
concur.
saying is
I concur.
I'm looking for a woman that's going to be that for me, right? I want a woman that when I come home, that it listen, because I can go to any bar in Orlando right now and probably be like, and they're gonna be like, oh shit, look at Gary here, right? Like they want me to be there. I feel like I'm welcome there. You know what I mean? Like cheers type shit. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And so what I'm looking for is a woman that creates that energy for me so that I don't need to go somewhere else. I can go home and get that shit, right? And so it wouldn't matter if she made $1 million or $5 or zero fucking dollars, right? If she's
Mhm.
doing what I need her to do and she's not a fucking man at the end of the day, we gonna be fine. So I want women to know from what I would say is a real OG, right?
Mhm.
And I didn't even realize how old of a soul I am at this point. But as a 40-plus-year-old man, I can tell you right now, your success, how much money you make, what you own, that shit has no bearing on a real man,
Mhm.
right? What has a bearing on a real man is how it feels to be in your presence when I'm in your presence.
There we go.
Sound like that's what you stand
That's
on.
me.
Did you give us your stand on speech? Yo,
My
He
bad.
did. He
is that
did.
the stand
Hey,
on? Is that what I stand? Is that the speech? I mean, I don't.
hey, he
You
he
shouldn't have much
gave
more to
it.
say after that, boss.
He gave it this. I'm gonna go. Hey, shout out to
Go
Miss
ahead. Go ahead.
Hawkins.
Go ahead, Miss
That's my
Dillons.
my CNA. She's been with
Hey,
me
what's up?
for
Welcome
the
to the
longest.
chat.
Y'all give her a shout
LaQuitta
out.
Hawkins Meets.
We gave you a birthday
Welcome.
shout out a few shows
Thank
ago.
you.
So shout out to you.
Thank you for
Thanks for
joining.
watching. Thanks for tuning in. Miss Courtney. Ooh, Miss Courtney. Where is her
Yeah,
thing?
she's
All right.
been.
This message here, all
Hey,
right?
that happened from there were a lot of single parents out there. Mothers started to teach how to be self sufficient.
Hey, blame that on the government.
And she's right.
But blame it on the government. Part of that is blame it on the government. Now there's a whole epidemic or been an epidemic on, you keep the father out of the house and you get what? You get benefits. Your rent could be $2. You get food stamps. So in that return, that forces a generation, a continual generation of single motherhood, teaching their daughters the same old situation. I'm not gonna kind of get into my situation with my oldest daughter, but within that, it's a generation thing where the men are not the staples in the house. The women are the staples of the house. The women are the ones of the breadwinners. The women kind of have more of the say so. and the men in that actual household, they have no say so, they have no power, they have no nothing. You understand? So when you create a generation of women of that, like you said, then there's a staple of these women raising other women, single women. So it perpetuates two in, and two out. So go ahead, sir.
I just wanted to say, for those of y'all that need a visual representation of what Mr. Daily Insight is talking about, in the 70s, if you go back and watch the movie Claudine, it talks vividly about how the system was built. There was a single black mother with children who they had a social worker coming to her crib, checking the closets to make sure there were no men's clothes in there.
Yep.
There was a man, she was hiding her boyfriend from the government because they told her that if they caught him in that house, they would cut off her benefits.
The benefits.
This is a part of the systemic destruction of the black family that's been going on for a long time. And I say black family, I really mean minority families for sure, right?
Yeah.
But if you need a visual representation to know that this shit is real, watch Claudine, man. That's a real movie.
Came out in 1974. Yeah. R.I.P. Diane Carroll. Shout out to James Earl Jones, who was the boyfriend, kind of trying to sneak in, you know.
Yeah. Listen, he wasn't always Mufasa. He was somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. My bad. Go ahead, Mr. Daily Insight. My bad.
Yeah. So I think that continues to be the even as a young Paulie. Yeah. So within that, I think we have to continue to get out of that, right? And I have a different mentality. If you guys own food stamps or different things than other, I think y'all should be saving that money that you're supposed to be having. If you're supposed to be spending on regular rent, paying a $2,000 for rent, you should invest that money and do different things. If they're taught differently, maybe they can kind of get it out of situation. The whole point is to get out of poverty, not stay in it. You understand? If that mentality change, then everything else will change. So, but what I actually stand on on this is, I don't think even a secure man in this situation will be able to handle a woman that makes more than them. I don't care how secure he is. I think mentally, over time, that man is going to start to kind of resent that woman and have some type of issue with her, whatever that may be. I don't know what it is. I just don't think every man will be secure with, let's say your wife was Oprah. Would you be okay with being the housemate, sitting around just taking care? Yes, I would in that situation. I'll be okay with that. But most men, they don't have that mental fortitude to kind of just comprehend, man, she may make more money than me. Dang, what I'm doing wrong. I don't think that'll be a thing. So that's what I stand on. I just think most men have an issue with very successful women, and psychologically they can't deal with it. So that's what I stand on.
Great stuff. Well, I'll say this. This is what I stand on. Look, if I'm happy in my career, I'm happy where I'm at in life, no regrets. I don't care how much more money my partner, mate, wife, whoever makes more than me. I could care less because I'm not in a competition. And that's how you look up and you and your partner, wife, mate, girlfriend, life partner, wife, end up, okay, well, she makes 200,000. Well, I got to make 200,000 now. Then you start making 200,000. Then she starts making 300. Well, I got to make 300 too. And you look up and just because you're not even husband and wife. You're just two competitors, right? So at the end of the day, if I'm happy where I'm at, go do you, make as much money as you can make. I'm happy. If I'm not happy where I'm at, then absolutely it would bother me. Every time I come home, when she comes home and I give her a look like, I'd be angry and throwing stuff around. I'm the man of the house. Stop telling me what to do. Snapping at her and stuff. Getting angry for no reason. You go in there. I'm not gonna do it. Just I'm sitting around not working.
Make me a hot dog, goddammit.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of that. No. But shout out to the brothers out there. Shout out to the brothers out there whose women are more successful than them, and the women are holding it down, and they're happy with that, and they're happy with it themselves. Shout out to y'all, man. Hey, Black Girl Magic, man. It's great. I know I'm gonna let you close it out, G Money, but it's a great segue into our next topic when it comes to Black Girl Magic. Go ahead.
I got a question that I want to ask everybody, including especially, go make me a goddamn hot dog, right? Listen, I'm not gonna lie. There's some weak ass men out there that exert their masculinity at the crib because they can't do it outside of the crib,
Bingo.
And then they try to be strong, And listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I've had bad days, and my wife be like, "Nah, you ain't gonna bring that energy in here because you had a bad day and you couldn't whoop whoever's ass that you want to whoop right now, right? Like, nah. And that's why a real woman is going to put you in check. There's going to be an accountability check there,
Yeah.
right? And I actually have I just wanted to pose this question, especially since we got some educated women in the comments right now too, right? Which is, I actually wanted to flip the question, right? My
Ooh.
question is, can a successful woman handle having a man who may not make more money than them? Because that may truly be the barrier to a successful woman finding a happy relationship, right? On everything I love, right? I know that I know a man, I know, and listen, I'll be honest with you. It might even be the men on this call plus the men I know. Ray's in the chat too. Listen,
Check that last comment. But
I'm
go ahead.
talking right here, right? I Most men that I know would marry a bus driver or a fast food worker or a secretary at a job, right? Most men that I know would not have a problem marrying a woman who is a very low economic value coming into to a relationship. But most women would not marry a
They
trash
wouldn't even look twice his
man,
way.
right? And when I say trash man, I'm talking about a man that picks up trash for the city who's probably making $70,000 a year. Those men make money, but because he's a trash man, right? And so my question becomes, can a woman tolerate being in a relationship with a man that isn't flyer worthy? You know what I mean? If he ain't somebody that you can throw on a flyer and be like, yeah, my man's a lawyer, my man's a
It's
principal or
optics.
this,
It's
right?
it's
Can we get past the optics
nope.
and get to the point of what real provision and what real relationship should be like? Because to me, I think the question where we start questioning a man's masculinity and can he handle a woman who doesn't bring much to the table is not always currently being well placed, right? I think that there's some women, and Courtney, I see the comment, right? I think there are some women that have been doing it, right? I listen, I just told y'all that I was 19 and my wife could have left. She didn't, right? So I know that there are women that do it. But if we're talking about a majority, which is 50 plus one, right? Can the majority of women handle that? That's a real ass question in my mind, right? In my mind, that's a real ass question. And I'm talking about modern day women. If you 40 plus, you won't even got to answer it because most of y'all got some sense. But everybody that's 39 and below, I'm questioning
That's
y'all right now.
that's who I and Miss Hawkins mentioned it. She said the fact her husband hated the fact that she made more money than him and was to the point where he felt like I didn't need him. She never emasculated him or made him feel less than a man. And she said she doesn't look for a man to take care of. I believe that we're all equal if we make more or less than you. So, which how it should. But Miss Hawkins, you probably are older. But listen, I bet it ain't no 25, 30-year-old coming here saying the same stuff you saying. She like, nah, I need a man to take care of me. He need to provide, pay all my bills. And that's the majority of a young thing right now. That's the young mentality. The young folks. I don't see more older folks over age of 40 saying most of the stuff that I hear on social media. So
And truth be told, most of y'all and the women in the chat, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Listen, it's funny as I don't know what, because I heard a comedian say it one time, but it is so true, right? That most women out here right now to this day are making your current husband or your current boyfriend another nigga sandwich, right? And what I mean by that is you were dating some dude at some point in time and he told you he liked a turkey sandwich with lettuce, tomato, cheese, right? Mustard, mayo, right? But you with that current dude, and what you're not doing is asking him what kind of sandwich he want. You just making him that other nigga sandwich. Sometimes we carry shit from our previous relationships into our current relationships, and we haven't quite healed ourselves yet, and we're not ready to move forward, right? So until you are at a point where you no longer are making me another nigga sandwich, then we can't be together type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean that to say, as men too, right? Like, find the security within yourself, right? Women too, find the security within your health. Heal yourself before you get into a new relationship, because I don't want to deal with the sins of whoever your ex is. I don't want to deal with the sins of that. And those are the things that push to me real men and real women away from the other person, it's because it's not about the money most of the time. It's actually about the other bullshit that comes with it. Like, grow the fuck up, right? Get some security about yourself. Understand who the fuck you are. And it takes time to do that. Like, kings and queens, I'm talking to y'all for real. Like, I didn't wake up like this, bro. It took time. It takes time to get there, you know? And it's only it becomes real special when that person is willing to take that ride with you. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's real special. But if you can't find that person to take the journey with you, then take that shit by yourself, because when you get to the end of the road, there's other motherfucking members of your tribe waiting for you. I promise you.
Hey, that's what we stand on. Sounds like it.
Hey, I love it. I love it. I
think it's a great segue, believe it or not. I think it's an
unbelievably we talk about the whole educated woman,
educated black
making
women,
a lot of money,
making money.
You know what I mean?
I think it's a great segue into.
So Mrs. South Florida, man, won't you just
man.
go ahead?
Hey, look,
go
guys,
ahead and spearhead. I want you to drive the boat. You know what I mean? Let's talk about this topic
it'll be
that
too
you
easy
want
to
to
drive
get
this
into.
one.
So obviously, I guess this is the hottest topic as of a few days ago.
I'll say this.
And I'm excited.
To all my independent voters, Democratic voters, Republican voters on the chat, we all know there's been some big news coming out. And I think we all been following what's going on. Joe Biden, unfortunately, for himself and his family and a lot of people in the Democratic Party, was just too old to move on. And, in black media, I think there was a lot of people saying the reason why that they wanted to get rid of Joe Biden is because they wanted to get rid of Kamala Harris. And it looks like at the end of the day, the choice was made, and Kamala Harris is now the new presidential nominee for the Democratic Party. We're going to take this from a lot of different angles, right? So, we're not going to take up too much more of your time. I know we started late, but we're going to take it from a few different angles. And the first angle, just to give you guys some history about what's been happening the last week since she has been the new Democratic nominee. And I'm going to give you some stats. Stat number one. The black women, shout out to black women, right? Black Girl Magic went on, Pink and Green went on a Zoom call and had over 50,000 black women in the Zoom call in solidarity with Kamala Harris and raised over $1.3 million grassroots, right? I'm getting somewhere with this. Then the black men said, you know what? We can do this too. Over 50,000 black men, right, went into a Zoom call for Kamala Harris in solidarity and raised over $1.4 million grassroots, right? Then what we didn't expect, go ahead, G Money.
I wanted to ask you, because when I initially had this conversation, said, and you could clarify for me, the women did that in 24 hours, I thought. And I thought the men did it in like 5 hours, right?
Yeah, the men did it in less than 24 hours. Absolutely, yes. The men did it in less than 24 hours.
And I just want to put that out there because some narratives are going to come.
The men did it in less than 24 hours.
Are the men going to support this woman? But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
And then, hey, look, we got to talk about it. The white women said, you know what? Let's one-up them, both of them. 200,000 white women went into a Zoom call and raised $8 million grassroots. Folks, I'm going to take my glasses off. This feels a lot like 2008, right? I'm not ready to call it 2008 just yet, but this feels a lot like 2008. And the question that has to be posed, because see, we went down this road before with Hillary Clinton in 2016, right? And she got blown out, really. She got destroyed. Trump drug her up and down, the street when we all thought that she would be the nominee or that she would be the president. Is America ready for a black female president? We have come a long way in this country, and we still have a long way to go. But we are really, really on the precipice of some big time history for Kamala Harris, who, by the way, let's remember the last time, and shout out to the U.S. Big time, 110 over Serbia, 84, great win, by the way, beat them by 20 plus points. the last time with Kamala Harris ran, she didn't get any support at all. I think she dropped out. I think she got maybe 2% of the vote. So I would love to know in the minds of Mr. Daily Insight, G Money, and the chat, especially our minority women, black women, because Kamala Harris is half Asian, I think, or something like that. She's Asian, she's black, she's a whole bunch of other, like Tiger Woods, a whole bunch of other, a
Look
lot
at
of
the
stuff.
skin.
But she is black, absolutely. But she did say, well, I'm also Asian. Her words, not mine. But so I would love to know, in your opinion, is America ready for a female president and a black female president at this point in time? And we'll take it from that angle first. What say you?
No. Fuck
No.
Fuck no.
You gonna go? Cause I got videos and shit to show shit.
Yeah. Now let me just.
Come on, hey, we got a lot of black women in the chat.
Yeah, no.
A lot of black women who are,
here's where I'm at. Here's what I'm at, and here's where I'm at. Right. And I'm hoping that somebody can change my mind in this call, right? In this pod. But here's what I would tell you: if the question is America ready for a black female president? My immediate response to that is no, right? Here's what I want to remind people: Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, right? So the process by which to become a president is not about whether or not the majority of the country votes for you anymore. We know that to be true, right? The question becomes, are the right people who actually determine who will become president ready for a black woman to be in that office, right? Listen, that's
the best question.
They have done everything that they could do to erase everything Barack Obama accomplished or tried to accomplish during his presidency. The biggest thing that they can't do is erase the fact that the symbol of a black man, right, was given to my son, right? My son now can say, I believe I can be president because of Barack Obama was president. He was a black man, first time, right? So, right, here's what I would love to tell my daughters. Look at this wonderful black woman, right? Well, and I shouldn't say wonderful, meaning I don't know her, right? But look at this representation of a black woman. She's an AKA, she has black culture in and through her, right? She is actually in the same sorority as your mother, right? That type of energy, right? That's how closely that hits for me and my family on a symbol level. Would I love to see Kamala be in that seat? The answer is hell yes, right? Now, the reality of it is, though, are the decision makers, are the people who are going to be suppressing the votes and doing everything that they can to push back against us, are they ready to allow, or are we strong enough without them, right, to push back? And that's the biggest question.
The powers that be. That's what I call
my concern is not whether or not.
But give us some data. Give us some data, G. Give us some data around key battleground states that you feel like Biden carried the last time that Kamala Harris you don't believe could carry this time around.
Well, here's the thing, and this is why I'm saying I'm talking pure popular vote, right? Listen, you and I both know this. If Kamala doesn't get Florida, if she doesn't get Pennsylvania, if she doesn't get Illinois, right, we are going to be in trouble, right? Like, to me, there's no doubt she's going to get California, right? We know that. That's home team, right? They Are Not Like Us is going to be the theme song when she goes through California on her tour, right? We already know what's up with that, right? She's not getting places like Texas, right? It's not happening. So we know that there are some things, and we know what middle America looks like, right? The question is, can she carry Georgia? Can she carry Florida? Can she carry Pennsylvania? Can she carry Illinois? And these are the states.
Michigan.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Michigan.
Okay.
These are the states that have historically swung both ways, just depending on what person is running in that for president, right? And I don't know where Georgia stands right now, right? And the truth be told, depending on who she picks as her running mate, right? Like,
very true.
If she goes out and tries to pick Warnock or the
Oh, no, no,
other
no. Yeah.
or the other chocolate dude that's over there, right?
I think it's between Booker, not Cory Booker, the other book, but the other book, Shapiro. She's being very strategic with who she's going to choose, meaning in order she's going after the senator of Pennsylvania or the governor of Pennsylvania, one or the other, the North Carolina guy and the Kentucky guy, which are three big time battleground states. I'll pose another. Yeah, Courtney, you said it
Well,
right. She's going to pick a white conservative,
she has
moderate
to.
Democrat.
She has to.
Exactly.
She has no choice, right? She has no choice but to pick. And to be honest with you, I actually think that her I think that her um I think that her choices are really limited to like maybe two people. It's I'm trying to think of the guy's name that I'm thinking about. It's not Booty Gig. Yeah, it ain't Booty
Yeah,
Gig.
no, he's not going to be
Booty
Buttigieg.
Gig
Yeah.
or whatever his
Yeah,
name
there's
is.
no way that guy's gonna.
There's no
But
way that guy is getting it.
you,
But
I'm. It's disheartening that you guys, and I'm gonna let you jump in, Ms. Daly. You guys are both very pessimistic based on the map, right? Based not the popular vote, but the electoral vote, based on the map. The map meaning, you guys are basically saying she's not. She's gonna remember Biden didn't carry Florida, so Florida doesn't really count. You're basically saying that she will probably lose Georgia, Pennsylvania, or Michigan, the
no,
three states that Biden
saying that
carried.
I'm just so I'm clear. What I'm saying is that the combination, right? Like she has to get like out of those five, she's got to get like three of them, right?
Exactly.
And I'm saying that combination is going to be critical, right? Like if she might not get Florida, but then she's got to get she would have to get like Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan.
Mm-hmm. What makes that so impossible? If Biden did it last time, and remember
because Biden's a white man.
But remember why they won Georgia, Pennsylvania, Michigan. It was because of Detroit, Philadelphia, and Atlanta, three predominantly black cities, were the reason why he won those three states.
And true indeed, but there was also a huge push for black women in politics at that time. Remember what happened in Georgia? Georgia, there was a huge push for black women because your girl was running for
Stacey
governor.
Abrams. Stacey
Abrams. And then look what they did to Abrams after that, right? Dude, they shitted on Abrams right after that. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Courtney because she's right. Obama came out towards the end and helped push everything over the top, right? But all I'm saying is this: I want to see that happen. I actually believe that there's a strong probability she's going to get the popular vote. My concern is the system going to allow her to take that seat? And listen, and take that seat even in advance of a white woman getting that opportunity. Like I said,
I got another question for you. I'm gonna be hitting you with questions. Who do you guys think will if hypothetically if she lost, who do you think would have let her down more or first, right? In quotes, the black male vote or the white suburban woman vote? Who do you think in her mind will betray her at the polls first, either black male vote or white suburban woman vote? In your opinion?
Well, I'll answer that question first. I'll go first. So there was what's the comedian? He kind of had a video out, and I think Gary sent me a video the other day about a comedian.
Godfrey.
Godfrey, yes, Jeffrey Godfrey. He sent out a video. We were talking about something else, but that particular video, they're saying, hey, we don't trust her. There's some big, sloppy, fat women, won't be considered as classy or no low education, whatever. Why are these women having so much negative things to say about this woman? They probably don't have a degree. They probably only make over $100,000 a year. Why are they basically recording or doing an interview with them specifically? They're trying to paint an image, of course. Okay. They are trying to have some type of image. Well, these are the women are saying that why Kamala Harris shouldn't be in office. Who the hell are they? You understand? They're not the majority for the most part, in my opinion. But in that actual regard, it's kind of like what are y'all trying to say about Kamala at the end of the day? I see what y'all trying to do. So honestly, for the fact of seeing history being remade, I want it to happen. But as G-Man mentioned, there are a few issues that I have. But before I go in there, y'all can kind of chime in because I got some videos queued on my points in regards to that. And South Florida, you already know I'm going because you already heard what I'm
He's
where I'm
about to
going.
get petty, G. He's about to
Yeah,
get petty.
real.
To the audience,
Go
he's
ahead.
about to get petty.
Yeah, but go ahead, sir.
So listen, I want to throw this out there, right? And listen, because especially with Courtney, because Courtney is literally dropping.
She going in. She going
Yeah,
in.
and I like that. So
Yeah,
listen,
shots to Courtney.
I listen, I want to know what people think about Gavin Newsom as the running mate, right? And whether or not that is something that's going to give her, whether that'll benefit her or hurt her, especially with him being from California, you know, as well, right? Is that enough? Does that span enough? But listen, I'm Gavin Newsom might be the dude that has to be the other side, right? I think with the right running mate, right, it's definitely like it's going to be close. It's going to be a close. I think the unfortunate reality that most people are not preparing for is that this is going to be a closer election than they think, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because the unfortunate reality is Trump's base, they're not listening to what he's saying, right? They don't really care what he's saying. It's
No,
right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a more the funny thing is it's like they use the Black Lives Matter and all of these social initiatives to paint evil of all of these things that we do, but the reality is they're the blind. That's the blind leading the blind to some degree. At least that's what they think, and that's how it feels. But dude just did a present. He was just doing a speech the other day, and he said, "Listen to all my Christians out there, all my Christians. If you vote this one time, you'll never have to vote again."
Yeah,
that's the craziest shit that somebody could say.
You're right.
The funny thing is, I think that at times George Bush said stupid shit because George Bush was in I'm talking about Junior.
not like this.
Listen, when dude got caught with the book upside down that he was supposed to be reading to the kids, I was like, yeah, that's just one of them dumb things, right? I don't think Trump is dumb. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that what he says is intentional. I think when he goes off script, it's not that it's not well thought out. He knows exactly what he wants to say. And I think that he doesn't think it matters, right? The man got on stage and said, I could shoot somebody in the middle of Central Park and I can still get elected. So he clearly doesn't have a regard for like thinking that the things that I'm saying are going to have a huge impact on the election, right? And that's what I'm saying. Trump is far from dumb, right? And he knows that his base is undying loyal, right? They will stand in front of a bullet for him. Mm-hmm. That's just the reality, right? Which is why he could do something like stage getting shot, right? By the way, what happened to his ear? His ear seems to be magically okay.
They had to catch up. They had to catch up from Chick-fil-A, popped it open, spread it on that ear, and kept it moving. Then he jumped up.
But the unfortunate reality is there are people that really did die, right?
Yeah.
And that's what scares me about Trump, right? Is that him and his crew can come up with this with these ridiculous ideas, and it doesn't matter the impact that it has on the people around them. You know what I'm saying? Listen, whoever died that day because of that bullshit shooting, right? And even if whether Trump got hit or not, right? Here's what we know: the Secret Service is one of the best trained entities in the world, right? You're not going to convince me that they made that many mistakes on that day, right? There's only been one time in the history of the country, right, that a president has been got despite Secret Service, right? John F. Kennedy, right? We all know that. It ain't happened again since, right?
Well, I'll say this. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. And you're right. I'll say this, you know, you guys, and I understand you guys as pessimists, you know, ideologies and direction from Kamala. I just look at the map. I look at the data. You know what I mean? If somebody's going to tell me, right, that Kamala, now it's going to be close. I'm not going to predict a victory yet. We'll do predictions later on as it gets closer to the election in November. You know, we'll do official predictions and things of that nature. But I look at how she's energized the base. You know, I look at how at the end of the day, people were looking at just give me anything, anyone in Trump to vote for, right? And then third, I look at because look, her policies aren't going to do, and I know, and Mr. Daly, I know you're about to drop it in a minute. Her policies aren't going to do anything It's not gonna be anything different than what Biden did. You know, there's no black agenda. There's, you know, it's probably no Latin agenda for my Latin listeners. You know, everything will be rising tide lifts all boats. You know, so the agenda won't change, right? However, I think this is a very, very important election because we don't know what the other guy's gonna do. You know, and he keeps talking about, I don't know, Project 2025. I don't know what that is.
Is his name on it?
But exactly, but his name's on it. The creator of Project 2025 is in his campaign. Like, he's playing dumb. So my thing is, I don't know. Venturing into the unknown with Trump is dangerous, and I think when it gets closer to the election, people will realize, you know what? You know, look, all she needs is suburban white women, right? Trump got 50. You know, Trump got 52% of the white women vote. Right? She needs to chip into that a little bit. She's not going to be able to do anything about the white male vote. That's, you might as well go ahead and cough that up, right? But she can chip into the Latino vote. She can chip into that Latino vote a little bit, and she can chip into the black male vote. Unfortunately, according to the data,
what black male?
20%, well, 20% of black males are slated, 25% of black males, according to an ABC poll, are slated to vote for Trump. If she can get that down to 15% and bring 10% of that back to the other side, then the math starts mathing where Detroit, she can carry Detroit again, which means she wins Michigan. She can carry Atlanta, which means she can win Georgia. And she can carry Philadelphia again, which means she can win Pennsylvania again. And then the election's over. I'm predicting it now. She's not going to win Florida. Florida is our state. And I love Florida. I love South Florida. I love living here. I'll probably never move. But Florida has turned into just, unfortunately, a blue state. It's turned into a blue state. I hate to say it. I'm glad I don't live. I mean, not a red state. It turned into a red state. I'm glad I don't live in a red state area. I live in a blue state area. But until something changes, this is going to be, unfortunately, a red state. But if she can carry Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, we got a shot at this. We got a shot at this thing, Gary. I think we got a real shot.
Listen, I once again, I'm not going to say that there's no shot. I believe that there is a shot. I think her running mate is going to definitely be the key, right? That's just, it is. Kamala by herself could not beat Trump by himself. It just ain't gonna happen, right?
Absolutely.
So
I still agree.
Her running mate has to tip the scales back in her favor, right? Truth be told, listen, Trump and Kamala are actually not targeting the same black males. Trump is targeting poverty, right? Like it's more of a class-based thing with Trump, right? I think that, to me, when Trump is out there and these people who are talking about supporting Trump, they're talking about stupid shit like stimulus checks and shit like that, right?
Exactly.
Like when he's up there like, yeah, I'm gonna get along with the black people because I got charges now, baby, right? Like, listen, that's not.
Or Gary, or guess what, Gary? You can tell that they're not in the stock market, or they don't have a 401k or a 401b. I don't know what it is. Right. It's called for you, because the stock market is at an all-time high, folks. You know, it's at an all-time high. Everyone's 401k is through the freaking roof. What are y'all talking about? When people come to me, oh, the stock market was better under Trump. You go, well, how many stocks do you own? One? Right. You know what I'm saying? They don't know any better, man. You know, so you know, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
No, and that's Gary. What I'm saying. Like, they're not targeting the same demographic. So when Courtney's point where she's talking about, hey, the suburban white women's vote will be based a lot on their husband. And the truth be told, their husband's vote will be based a lot on them, right? Because when that white woman is sitting in her living room arguing with that man about who to vote for, I'll be honest with you, that's a 50-50 debate, right? There's going to be some men that are going to tell her to shut the fuck up, sit down, and do what I say do. And she's still going to go in that booth where nobody knows who she voted for and vote for who the fuck she wants to vote for. And then there are going to be some dudes who are going to be sitting there and they're going to listen to their wives. And when they're talking to their boys, it's going to be, yeah, Trump, right? But when they get in that booth and nobody knows who you putting on that ballot, right? We're going to see what happens. So there's definitely, it's going to be it's going to be a real close race, man. It's going to be real close. And this is all going to be about strategy. And truth be told, Trump has out-strategized the Democratic Party for the better part of 10 years, right? So now the question becomes, have you guys gotten smart enough, wise enough in your strategic initiatives to truly make a difference with this? I'm gonna go ahead and let Mr. Daily Insight get his
Yeah,
petty.
because he's got some shade and some pettiness to throw our way.
Listen,
But go ahead.
Petty Murphy over here, ready to make it do what it do.
Well, it ain't had nothing to do with that,
Go
bro.
ahead,
It's just
Slade.
more so the question, right? That is posed is, do I think she makes for a great, president? And G Man, you kind of hinted at it. I call the people that make the decisions behind this nomination the powers that be. That's the name I go by because the books that I read, they call them the powers that be. So, as y'all already know, right? If you don't know, now you know. All politicians, in my eyes, are little puppets. They're just little puppets, right? So whatever the powers.
You're not about to play a conspiracy video,
Oh,
are you?
I'm not. This is not a conspiracy.
I don't want to endorse no
Listen,
crazy
listen,
shit.
no, listen. You got to listen. I sat here and I let y'all the fuck talk.
No,
So
I feel
it's
you.
my
And
drop
it's
it.
time.
Drop it.
It ain't all about conspiracy.
Well,
It's all
Gary,
about
Mr.
shit
Daily
that she
Insight
said.
said this is his I stand on it moment. This is I stand on it.
This is not all about conspiracy. It's about some shit she said out her mouth on an interview. And I'm gonna pull the clip.
I just want to make sure it wasn't gonna be like those.
No, South Florida. He's heard the clip. He heard the clip. He's like, oh shit. He already know where I'm going at.
Stand on it. She got to stand on it. But go ahead, play the clip.
So not only this is about this whole conspiracy theory. I'm gonna play this specific clip, right? I just had an issue with it, and this is what I mean when I say politicians, they're nothing but puppets. They say whatever the hell they want to say before they get in office, but they do everything that they need to do. And if it's just going to be about Black people, the initiative to help us, to come up with policy and procedures to help us, then I'm all for it. Is she going to ride with her Black folks? I'm for Kamala. But is she going to do it? Is she going to say what she need to say to get in the office? And when she get in, she can be like, did I really say that? I ain't for that. So I'm going to play this little clip.
Let's hear it.
I'm going to play this clip. And this is the one of the issues that I have just with, her and just politicians, period. You know what I mean? So here we go. Can y'all see that?
Yes.
All right. Here we go.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole in the country.
Now, when this question...
Now, simply put, right? Y'all heard what she said. She not going to benefit. Wait, what did you say?
No, I'm sorry. Like, you just let it get too far. I'm like, who the fuck was that guy?
Well, that was another guy. He's talking about it. But anyway, so listen. So same thing. If if it's gonna benefit the Black folks, it's gonna benefit everybody. I have an issue with that. If she's for Black people, for herself, like Jews had their own little clauses and policies in place. Chinese folks had their own policies and everything. So why can't that? Asian, whatever. Thanks for correcting me. Asians had their own policies, so why can't us Black folks get our own policies? Now, why she want to approve a policy that's going to benefit everybody and not just exclusively us? Those are my issues. You know what I mean? So I don't think, to that regard, I think Courtney finna chime in. I think she already chimed in. Put it up what she said. Not just a peasant Black. Okay, fair enough. But again, if you my homegirl, Miss Courtney, you not gonna look out for us Black people, or you gonna create policies and procedures just for everybody? Like I have an issue with that. Now those are one of my issues. So what are you guys' thought process on her saying that and then saying, hey, you know what? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I remember the clip.
Yes.
She's got to stand on what she said, and she's gonna have it. Now, I guess the question is she going to go to Black media that would make her stand on that clip? Like, Roland Martin's not gonna make her stand on that. The Native Land podcast is not gonna make her stand on that. And she's not going to see Professor Black Truth.
Wait, time out. Hold on. Courtney said, I'm gonna make it look like it's for everybody. Oh, make it look like it's for everybody, but it's for our Black people, Courtney. Is that what you're saying?
And that's fair. That's fair.
I want to make sure that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
G-Man,
So she had
cue it up.
to understand on that, but I don't know what outlets are outside of, shout out to the I Stand on That podcast. I don't know what other outlets, especially black media outlets, are going to even replay that. But it was messed up for her to say.
Listen, but you have to. Okay, thank you. That's what she said on.
Maybe I thought maybe Charlamagne the God, but I know he's cool with her. So there's really
No,
nobody else.
No, he put it out there though. He put it out there.
Okay.
What did he say? What did he say?
Matter of fact, when he put it out there with Umar on the show, right?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well,
you're right.
Dr. Umar was on the show, and he talked about the fact that he said, "Listen, man." He when they played the clip, and Umar had not even heard that yet, and he was kind of blown away. And he was like, "Listen," he was like, "I'm a little concerned because, listen, where was that energy when they, first of all, when they started stripping a lot of the amendments that were geared towards making sure that Black Americans had certain rights and certain liberties. Not only did you take that away from Black Americans by adding in different subgroups, right? So you brought in the LGBTQ initiative, you brought in the anti-Asian hate bills.
There you go.
Right. My thing is, if you can have an anti-Asian hate bill,
you can have some black,
then you can have an anti-Black hate bill, right? But here's the reality. As black people, right? Black, brown people in America, I want to make sure, because I'm with Sid to some degree, right? As black and brown people in America, we don't make it easy for politicians because we create more division within our own community, right? Like, and what I mean, hold on, let me finish, Lump. Let me finish. What I'm saying is this, right? If I go and I'm hanging out at the park, right? And I ask 100 Black people how they identify, Black/brown people, how they identify, I'm going to have a bunch of them tell me they're Hispanic, a bunch of them tell me they're Jamaican, a bunch of them tell me they're Haitian, a bunch of them tell me they're you know what I'm saying? I'm from the UK, right? What I'm saying is we allow geographic locations to separate us from the race element, right? We allow culture to be a division from the race element because you can be Hispanic and be Black, right? You can be Jamaican and be Black. There are white South Africans. So what I'm very rarely asking you is about where you're from or what your culture is, and I'm more or less asking you, how do you identify? When we create all of the division, then what happens is now I can't do a bill for Black Americans, right? Because then the Jamaican Americans are going to say, what about me? The Haitian Americans are going to say, what about me? If there was a way for us to all identify, right, and in the same way, shape, or form, what you don't hear, right, outside of maybe their own community, what you don't hear a lot of Asians saying is, I'm not Asian, I'm Chinese. They're going to say, yes, I'm Asian, but I am Chinese, right? Yes, I'm Asian, but I'm Korean. Yes, I'm Asian, but I'm Filipino, right? What I'm saying is we denounce the Black, right? Which is why that phrase came out, everybody wants to be Black until it's time to be Black. So if we want that type of legislation to be in our favor, we have to make it easier for them to help us, right? For example, right?
So
why is it that if you identify as a member of the LGBTQ community, does that immediately eliminate your Black card? It's like sometimes they act like they have to choose between two different things that they associate with. And the reality is we have to be culturally competent, right? We have to be culturally competent, and we have to create an environment in which it's easier for someone to create a Black agenda. Because when I say Black agenda, it shouldn't just mean Black Americans who were born stateside, right?
So what will be, and you saying it, I love it. I love what you're saying. So how do we come up with something to identify in the Black community? What will be something really quick? So you got off the top of your dome to be like, listen, if you're Black and we come up with a policy and you identify as Black, this is what will be that one or two things that you may say that you can come up with.
If you get pulled over by the police and they look at your car and you don't get to speak a word, are they going to say you Black or are they going to say you white? That's just the reality, right? Like if the police officer doesn't give you an opportunity to speak, because I know once some of y'all open y'all mouth, You know, we gonna know you Haitian right away. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
My brother, right?
Exactly.
When we know if you Jamaican, Wagwan, brethren,
So,
right?
but let me
We
ask you a
know what's
question.
gonna happen.
So basically, just kind of bringing it back to the Kamala Harris quote, are we basically saying that in lump, it sounds like what you're saying is you're a little upset by the fact that she came out with the quote and she's
I don't think she's gonna stand on it. I don't think she's gonna stand on it.
She's not. What she was being, and she, I don't mind her saying it. I mind the tone in which she said it. She said it very obnoxiously.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Like, get out of here.
I'm
Y'all
not
crazy. I'm not doing anything.
exactly.
You know, if she said it in a way where it was like, look, I would love. I'm going to do the best I can, try to help the Black community. You know, rising tide lifts all boats, whatever. But her saying it obnoxiously, yes, made it. That was a real big problem for me. And I do agree that But with that said, she's not going up against John F. Kennedy here, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
She's not going up against.
I don't think it matters.
I want to put it out there that Obama said damn near the same thing. Right?
Okay, I feel the same way. So this ain't nothing different. I feel the same way about Obama. If you go come in
who her opponent is, who she's running up. If she was going up against John F. Kennedy, I could see people saying, well, you know what? Hey, even though he's a Republican, he's basically the same person as Kamala. I'll vote for John F. Kennedy. She's going up against Trump, and at the end of the day, I mean, people have to make a decision,
Listen, and Sid, I get what you're saying, right? Here's the problem. We have to count on people that are not in the same mindset as you or me or Lump, right? And even though Lump is on the other side, here's what I refuse to believe. I don't believe he's going to vote for Trump. If you vote for Donald Trump, you're not my friend anymore. I want you to know that.
So I'm gonna take a picture.
Specifically,
I'm gonna take a picture of my ballot, and we're gonna talk about it later.
Okay.
Not on air, but later. But go ahead.
You won't be at my house having that conversation if it's
you're not gonna know unless who I voted for, unless you see the ballot. So I ain't gonna text it to you. I'm gonna come to the house, and then once you see it, then you can kick me out if it's Trump. But
Miss Bailey, I'll say this: we got a lot of opportunity to delve more in this as the year goes on. Because between back and forth, everything, Miss Daily Insight, then G Money, you go. Then I tell us what you stand on when it comes to Kamala Harris, Black female president. Is the country ready? Answer two questions in your final piece. Is the country ready? Which I think you already answered it. And do you think she has a shot? Based on analytics, data, things of that nature, does she have a shot to win this thing? So give us your thoughts.
What I stand on, you already got my viewpoint, kind of where I am with it. I think it'll be good for, like Mr. G-Man said, for the daughters, to see that, they want to become an AK. Hey, listen, Kamala did it. That'll all be good, and it could be something you can aspire to reach a goal. Now, what was the second?
Do you think she has a shot to win?
All right.
Do you think she has a legit shot? Everybody has a shot, but a legit real shot to beat Trump.
My answer is twofold.
Don't give us your prediction yet. We'll say predictions later. No,
it's twofold, right? So one, if the powers that be feel as though if it's going to help America, achieve their agenda or whatever they're trying to get across, if it's for her to win and they can get across their agenda, I think she will win. You understand? But if they feel as though they want to build this hope around it, put this whole buzz around it for us to get them more involved, and then on the other end, if they feel as though that her losing achieves their goal and what they're trying to accomplish, then she won't win at the end of the day. Just like when they had the whole thing with recounts and all those different things, I think that plays a part in all that. When they say, "Hey, we got to recount," they're doing something illegal to pump in votes on this side to this other side. So I think it is good for America. But if they want her to win, if it's going to push their agenda for her to win, then at the end of the day, she will win. But I think it will be a close race at the end of the day. So that's what I stand on.
Cool. What you got, G? Do you think the Americans are ready for a Black female president? And do you think she has a legit shot to be the first female and first female Black president in the United States?
Well, here's what I think, right? And I'll try to be brief because I know I can be the long-winded one of the crew, right? So a few things, right? You already started the conversation, Sid, with some very open, honest, and intriguing numbers, right? Um, Listen, black men, black women, white women, right? All have shown up, right? They've all shown up. It's the beginning though, right? It's the first quarter.
Mhm.
And we all know that momentum and endurance are the key to any of these things, right? And so the truth be told is how long can they hold on, right? How long will they hold on? How long will the energy stay? How long will the excitement keep up, right? One thing about the Obama run that was epic on every level, right? Historic on every level, was that the momentum just maintained itself
Yeah,
for
never ended.
so long. It never slowed. It didn't slow down for 10 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? 2 elections he went through. He found a way to get it done. And it started to slow down in the second election because there was enough to be critical of him on. But right now, right? Listen, Kamala has a good foundation to start her campaign, right? Here's what happens. There was no other scenario where she would have been in this position, unfortunately, but for Joe Biden to have to step down due to the fact that it was just like, dude, he looked like a dead man just on stage, right? So it she's gonna have to make the most of this opportunity. She's gonna have to figure it out. They're gonna have to strategically take this. Do I think that she has an opportunity? Yes. Do I think America is ready? I don't think they know. I don't think they know the answer to that yet. I think that as time goes on, people are going to find more and more comfort or discomfort with who she is, right? And that's going to be completely on her. She right
I have no comfort in Kamala.
and but she can change that over time. And that's my point, right? The debates, I think Courtney said it earlier, the debates are going to be critical to her success. If she can get up there on that stage and handle Trump, right? And handle him, right? Meaning not allow him to get her emotionally out of her bag, stay in the bag, stay focused on facts, and truly win the debates, right?
And lie.
Well, I'm not promoting that for anybody, but we know who else will lie. We know who will damn sure lie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we know his MO. We know Trump MO going into it.
Right.
So
But
I'm
I
not
mean, you giving that man a
expecting
whole
anything
lot of
different.
leeway and grace right now. So
Nah.
I'm not giving that motherfucker no grace, right? What I'm saying is it's easy to say that in my opinion, is she the better of two
The lesser
maybe four
evils.
options, probably, right? She's the better of the two options if I had to pick from in my personal opinion right now. But that can be changed over the course of time. Right? I don't think there's anything anyone can do to make me vote for Trump because Trump's history is everything that I need to know about that dude, right? I was a teenager in New York, Central Park 5. You ain't that could have been me locked up in jail, bro. You know what I mean? Type energy. So that is enough for me to cancel you for life in my book, right? He's a
Gotcha.
slumlord. He's a slumlord.
Yeah.
What he did to New York as a state will never be forgiven by true New Yorkers, right? And so I'm saying that to say, yeah, I got my personal opinions. Do I think America's ready for Kamala? I don't think. Listen. The question is she going to give them the option?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Gotcha.
you and I both know if she takes this shit like she's supposed to take it and says, fuck this is mine, ain't nothing stopping it because she's got the support right now. But if she allows all of her previous mistakes to become, and this is what we talked about earlier in the
Donnell Williams.
you better get you better heal.
Exactly.
Kamala,
Well,
she
yeah.
better come through secure as a motherfucking heal from her previous wounds because they
And
gonna
well,
come.
I'll say this. You know, I'll make mine real short. I definitely believe that the country's ready for a black female president, only because she couldn't have been. She's probably the luckiest. I'm talking about the luckiest female nominee ever to get Donald Trump to get a Donald Trump as an opponent. I hate to say it, she probably could have
You make
gone
it a
up against
seem
a
you
lot
make
of
it a
people.
seem you make it seem like an easy situation when you said that.
No, but I mean, meaning she has a legit shot. You know what I mean? She's had a legit shot.
Making it easy. Yeah, my point. Okay.
Yeah, she has
All
a
right,
legit
go
shot.
ahead.
If she was going up, she was going up against some. I mean, I'm trying to think of something
Obama.
off the top of my head. But
Obama.
what happened?
What if
Well,
she was
no, I'm
going
trying to
against
think of
Obama?
a Republican that somebody would say, I'm not
She
voting
would not
for her.
beat John McCain.
Yes, I want to say McCain, but yes, she wouldn't beat McCain.
She
Romney would
wouldn't
give
beat
her a
George
run for her
Bush.
money. Yeah, she wouldn't be Bush. Romney would give her a run for her money. So I just like, and listen, it doesn't. I'm not taking anything away from her, but that's the reason why I feel like she has a really, really legit shot at beating Trump, because there are people out there who really hate Trump that much, and I look forward to us continuing on this dialogue. Right? Yeah, I'll let you get the last word.
Courtney at? I didn't see Courtney respond to him. Courtney left the chat.
Continuing on. Hey, she's held us down for 2 hours. God bless her. Continuing on the dialogue as the year goes on, especially as we get closer to the election, and give our final predictions of what the score is going to be for electoral votes, who's going to win, and things of that nature. But hey, I'm glad that the base is energized, and I haven't feel this kind of energy since 2008. Go, take us home, G Money.
No, all I want to do is I want to encourage our viewers. Have conversations with people outside your sphere, right? Because we can build a false sense of confidence by talking to people that believe in the same things we believe in, that have the same ideologies that we believe in. Don't be afraid to go to the local lounge or the local bar and have a conversation with people that have a different ideology or a different mentality, right? And I say that because you'll be surprised at how many people will openly and outwardly talk to you about Trump and about why he's the best option for president. And I learned a long time ago, one of my big brothers told me, he said, if you're ever going to truly be able to debate a topic, you got to be able to know and learn both sides of the issue. You got to know where these people are at so you can really, truly have that conversation. So I just want y'all to know, go out there and have those conversations with people outside of your comfort zone. Don't sit up there in a bubble thinking that we got this shit in the bag, because we don't, right? And knowing what the issues are and how to convert these people over, that's going to be the key on a lot of levels, especially locally when we're having these conversations. I know that I overtalked it, but I just want to make sure that y'all understand this shit ain't going to be no easy win. She's got the possibility and the potential. We need it to be that, right? But what are you going to do are you going to do your part? That's the question. Are you going to do your part? Are you going to show up? Or are you going to let these Trumpers come out here and outvote us?
Exactly. Hey, listen, guys, great podcast, great topics, very interesting viewpoints. We appreciate everybody who, participated, who just listened in, maybe didn't feel comfortable enough jumping in and participating. I know we have a lot of viewers across all networks, across all platforms. We appreciate you guys locking in with us. And hey, we got a very special guest in 2 weeks. Promo will start immediately on that because we wanted 1 week. Oh, it's not. Oh, my fault. It's next week. Sorry, guys. So next week we will have our special guest. So we're gonna give you guys a back-to-back. So we're looking forward to that. And hey, let's get it. We'll see you guys next week.
Hey, and listen. I got to talk to y'all about this, but I might as well just say it right now. I'm trying to plug a new segment for the pod for episode 100. Right?
Okay.
I got Marley.
Get her done.
I got Marley Marr sitting here. Marley Marr is going to help me shoot my segment this week.
Nice.
Just want you to know, you're going to get some notes from a light-skinned brother. You know what I'm saying? Some notes from the light skin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Make sure y'all follow us. Make sure you guys tune in. Follow us on all platforms: YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, the X, every Instagram, every social media platform. Bring somebody else. Again, we're gonna be doing episode 100, and our next guest, y'all gonna be. Make sure y'all gonna be in for a treat. You do not want to miss us on this next weekend coming up on Sunday, 11:30. We'll be sharp. We will tune in. It's gonna be something special. Make sure y'all bring a friend, tell a friend.
Yeah. We'll see you guys next week. 100%. Thank you.